Don't you guys want to hear my horse? You don't see that? You don't find that humorous?
No.
You recorded it too?
Whose mic is fucking hot over there?
Check.
Is that you, Ed?
What? What are you talking about?
Your mic is fucking hot. Look at those waves. Look, I'm talking right now.
So now you're recording, I could tell.
I'm gonna have to bring you down a little bit. Ooh. It's just a little hot. All right. Do me a favor. Turn down the gain levels.
You thought this was going to be a real podcast.
All right, so just remember to stay up on the mic like this. I mean, I leave it on my chin. You know what I'm saying? Here you go.
Yeah, you do.
He's got his podcast voice on too. I can tell.
Is there a difference?
Oh yeah, there definitely is.
Welcome.
The radio voice.
Welcome to the podcast.
No, but about time we finally do this. Damn it.
Wait, is it recording?
Hey, we're live right now. Not live, but the mic's hot.
Are you at least going to
Recording.
edit this out?
Hell no.
We'll edit it where he starts, and live. The F3
We're gonna do the
talk.
5, 4,
3.
Welcome to this one time. Today I'm joined by my F3 brethren. From left to right, we have Travis, we have Ed,
Forrest.
and we have Roberto.
Start.
Rob. We all have F3 nicknames. That is the basis of this episode. It is to kind of touch on F3. It is a group of men that like to get together and push each other physically with no eye contact.
I was waiting to see where you were going with that.
Limited eye contact.
Eye contact.
It's a regional, or not regional, I mean, it's
a
nationwide.
national network.
National network.
Including 2374
okay.
free peer-led workouts for men.
There we go.
I just heard
2374?
Germany starting to take off. Actually,
In Germany?
Germany?
Yeah.
Nice.
International. So are we
International.
going?
International.
Are we going?
maybe.
All right, F3. Fitness, fellowship, and faith.
Yep.
So the main thing that gets most of us together is the fitness side of it, but the group seems to be so much more, and I definitely noticed that. And it's been a pleasure to be out there dragging my ass out early in the morning when I don't want to go see your ugly mugs, and like I said, push each other.
Love it.
And it's fun, and I wish more people could find their own group or get involved with us, and just grow the community that is F3. So I guess
for sure. I mean, one of the biggest things is getting people to actually get up in the morning.
Yeah,
Right.
That's the hardest part.
It's like, and the thing is, once you do it for a week, it's not a big deal anymore. It's literally change that alarm clock for an hour earlier than what you're normally doing, and you're rocking and rolling. I mean, it's an easy thing to do. It honestly is.
Yeah, and people don't realize that about working out. They think it's like, oh, I gotta be in this shape, I gotta do this, I gotta be prepared for this. But it's like literally the hardest thing is just showing up.
Well, the number one reason that I've heard from anybody, friends, family, is...
What's that?
He's looking on the website. He's getting all the answers off the website.
He's got the F3 lexicon.
Yeah. I got
Hey, it's all right. Not the cheap.
No, the number one reason is I'll come to one of your workouts when I'm in shape.
Yeah, I love that. I'll work out when I I want to get more in shape.
Yeah.
And-
It's like, how do
hey,
you
know
get
what?
in shape?
Yeah. It's like, I'm actually going to get my degree when...
I'm going to go to school when I get my degree.
Exactly. I'm going to go to school after I get my degree.
Yeah, that's what I made a post a while back. It was like, the number one reason is I'm not in shape, but I put on there, if you were going to get in shape, you already would have.
Right.
Yeah.
There's only one way to do it.
Yep.
To get in.
Speaking of not being
you gotta
there and
start.
not waking up, somebody didn't wake up this morning.
No. It was, I had a mix up. I'm looking into life insurance and they want blood work. And I thought it was today, so I can't do a workout before the blood work. And I was actually really late to work because I was waiting for the dude to show up for blood work. And then I was about to yell at the person that scheduled it. And I'm like, well, let me look at this text thread and realize that it's scheduled for next week. So not only did I miss the first workout on Mondays at the new AO, which AO stands for?
Area of operation.
Area of operation. So basically a location, right? So at Sunsplash, Jesus Christ, Splash Zone, which is Gilbert Regional Park, that we do Saturday mornings, but now we're doing Wednesdays and Mondays at 5:30. I missed the inaugural one today because my dumbass thought I had blood work. And I was set to lead next Monday's workout, but now I can't because the blood work is actually next Monday. So I have to apologize, sir. I will miss next week as well.
Okay.
Don't apologize to me. You got to apologize to ATM.
Yeah.
He's the man down there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going hard in on it, and it's awesome to see, to see people kind of step out and do what he's doing. He's very eager about the group. He loves all the stuff we do, the rucking, and even the hangouts, right?
Yeah.
We did that at what was so we just celebrated 2 years, or you guys did down south. How far south, guys?
Yeah,
Mexico.
like New Mexico, yeah, way down there.
Yeah, Mexico.
Yeah, so
Peru.
yeah, it was a 2-year anniversary, and
South America.
most of you came down there. We did the workout, and then I handed off the AOQ, which is the person who kind of runs the workout group down there. Handed that off to Gypsy. I think it was just time for me to do that.
Yeah.
And funny you say ATM. He's like, hey, now you handed this one off, so now you can start Splash Zone and start that a little more. I said, nope.
It's like a 4-year term.
I'm just trying
2-year
to
term.
I'm just trying to help him where I can, but I told him he's got to run with it. I need to step back a little bit.
And I feel like he is.
Oh, definitely.
So if people are seeing like F3 out and about posts on the social medias and the Googles, what would you tell people if they're interested in getting involved? Like, what kind of responses would you have to combat them being like, well, I don't know if I'm ready, or I don't know what to expect?
Well, I'll just talk about my own personal, entry into this thing,
Well, I mean, we can ask Carla. Has the bedroom life improved, Carla?
I think that was a yes.
Oh, yeah.
Phone.
She's
did a backflip.
Phone a friend.
She's heading there right now.
She did a backflip because he's not in there.
Yeah, it's improved. Because every morning when I go to work out,
She's like, it's awesome. He's gone for an hour. I've got alone time. Oh yeah.
oh, but let's backtrack. Let's bring it down a little bit. So, if anybody's still listening, so when I first found out about a workout group for men, it was a little like weird, and I was like, all right, we'll check this out. And I think I looked at the time, Rob was doing a small group that he learned after. Well, I'll let him tell his story,
Yeah.
but I found out about it through him, and I saw his he did the meetup group, and I saw it like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times, and then I finally.
Wait, so were you on Craigslist? M for M? Is that what were you?
What's the
Casual encounter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So anyway, I found out about it, and it took me a while to. I thought the same thing. I gotta get in shape before I go to do one of those things, or all the excuses. I'm not sure I could keep up those guys. All that stuff, and then I was like, you know what? I'll just show up to one and see how it goes.
And I mean, a lot of people would say you would have real concern because not looking at you. I mean, you're 54,
53.
53.
He looks about 25.
Exactly what I'm saying. You look young and vibrant.
I've heard he's had the stamina of a 14-year-old.
14.
The stamina.
And she's gone.
And she's gone.
No, but you could. For sure, that would be, some people would be like, well, maybe I'm too old to be out there in a park, getting it in. And it's like, I've told people at work, I'm like, yo, we got like 4 or 5 guys regularly.
An old guy that comes.
in their 50s. In their 50s, yeah. And it's like, and we've said before, I work to keep up with you guys a lot of the exercises that, I know I lack in. Mm-hmm. And it's
Dude, you're so full of crap. What are you talking about? We strive to keep up with you. Don't.
Well, it used to be the other way around.
Yeah.
Now they all caught up.
But yeah, it's like, don't use that as a way out.
Yes.
Well, when I started, I was 49. So 4 years ago. And I was like, I showed up, and, well, I knew he was old.
Not that old.
Yeah.
Hey.
But there was a couple other younger guys, like 20s.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like, oh, crap. They're going to just beat me to death. And I caught up to them pretty quick. And it didn't take long. It was like a month where I felt like, and again, this is not about keeping up. It's you against you. And, you don't have to try to beat anybody. It's, you're trying to get in your own personal
but you
best.
also, I guess some people's concerns could be like, I don't want to hold the group back.
Yeah,
I'm lacking.
No.
They're going to be tired of waiting for me. But
No.
That's not the case with us.
A lot of things we do our exercise and we come back and pick up what we call pick up the six. We'll pick up the person that's, falling behind or whatever. And
it's
just
usually people.
bring,
And it's usually my fat ass. So, but,
yeah. So it's not, it's all, it's a team effort, but we're all trying to get better. That's
exactly.
all.
Yeah. It's about bettering you. I mean, it's you on you. And if you can't keep up, you modify. It's 100% okay. There's no, I mean, as guys, it's like, oh shit, I have to keep up with that guy, right? And there's no shame if you can't. It's 100% okay. And I mean, we're here to pick up, like Ted said, to pick up the six. I mean,
and I also think
happens all the time.
That's on all of us too to say, hey Q or hey six, hey. So we, I know I sometimes get blinders on, but I think we all could do a better job of just setting it up so that way it's really you versus you. You do whatever you can and some partner.
Well, there is a lot of pressure on the cue. We encourage people to to cue, which would mean to head to lead the workout for that morning. And we encourage that everybody take turns, and everybody's out there to push each other or to push yourself, right? So as the cue, sometimes you can lose sight of, keeping the group kind of together or focus when you're beating yourself up. Like, it's not easy being out there.
The hardest part is counting.
Is the counting. I mean,
seriously,
you two have Merlot thrown up, and it's
let's explain what a Merlot is.
Okay, let's go.
So you're working out to the point where you're physically, mentally, cognitively exhausted, and you produce.
You spew.
You puke.
You spew.
I was trying to be elegant with it, but you puke. And my boy over here, Sandbag, did it on his, one of his cues.
Thankfully, it was my own cue. Yeah. Thankfully.
And I made fun out of him so bad for so many weeks and months or whatever it was, and then boom, I did it on my cue.
Yeah.
And mine wasn't even that hard of a workout. I don't know what happened that night. Who
knows? Well, it's hard.
You didn't breathe.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, and I feel bad because I'm so focused on my breathing that so when people don't know, when we're counting off our exercises, we say in cadence, which means that the cue will lead the cadence of the exercise. So usually we do a 3 count. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. So then that's 2 reps, right? Dude, doing, constantly the whole 45 to 60 minutes that are workouts of saying 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, you suck in a lot of air and you're
breathe regularly.
Yeah, you're fatiguing your core, essentially, your diaphragm, and then next thing you know, your diaphragm betrays you.
Being the cue is one of the hardest things. I mean, it's so much harder than a regular workout because of the fact that not only are you still exercising, but you need to keep control of the whole crowd that's there. You need to count, right? You need to make sure that you are leading you're basically leading everybody, and it's so different because I remember the first cue I did.
Scoot up to the mic. Scoot up.
Oh yeah, sorry. See, there it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's this side. I got you. All right. So yeah, the first time I cued was one of the hardest things ever because you have 5 different things going on at one time. And until you kind of get into that flow and kind of get into it, you can finally get your own breath. You can get your own movements and kind of get it down. But the cadence thing, the counting thing, it seems like it's so simple. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. It's the hardest thing in the world when you're a cue. It's just completely different.
Yeah,
but it is.
There's a lot of responsibility in the cue side of it, but that's not to discourage people from stepping up.
Oh hell no.
No.
Yeah. The beauty of stepping up is that you get to provide something that maybe you feel like you've been lacking, for the few days you've been going to work out, and be like, man, I wish we would focus on this, or maybe I can introduce the guys to this new type of workout. And that's the awesome thing about the workouts is you're going to get tons of variety. I mean, we're doing body weight stuff, so there's only so much that you can do, but every now and then we bring out some coupons.
Bring out the toys, the
coupons.
The cinder blocks, the tires, the
every sandbag,
sandbags, the rucks.
And that's what a lot of people don't understand is that when we actually work out, we're not at a gym, right? We're out at a park somewhere. So we're using either our weight or we're using some type of...
We've used rocks.
Yeah, I mean, we've used rocks. We've used everything. It's a completely different workout than you're going to get at a gym. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things that it is the first time you do it, at least for me, I was hooked. Like the very first day,
Yeah.
I could not move the next day,
Yeah.
but I could not wait to get back and go do it again. I mean, it was just, it for me, it hit home to what I wanted to do, and it was perfect.
Is that when your streak hit then?
That's when I started. So my story is I was training, I did a couple Ironman, and I had a core group of people that I worked out with, and then everybody moved, right? So this was back in 2014. I did my second Ironman, all of 2014. I did it in June.
And where were you living?
I was in North Carolina at the time. Okay. So I was there. I did that, and it was weird because for an Ironman, it's a 6 to 12 month period that you work out every single day. I got done with the Ironman. It was like all of a sudden you're done working out, and it was just it was weird. I mean, it was seriously like you go into this weird depression of all of a sudden I had a goal, I hit the goal, and now I have nothing, right?
Yeah.
So there was a huge void that I needed filled. I went to the gym and it just wasn't the same. And it was funny because I was at a Christmas party and I heard about this F3 thing, and I was like, what the hell's that? I reached out to a couple people, nobody got back to me, and finally I reached out to somebody else, and they're like, oh yeah, we meet over here. And I was just like, all right, first of the year, I'm there. And I was like, you know what? Why am I going to wait till the first of the year? I mean, that's just...
Yes, I love it.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm going. And like, it was December, and it's funny because yesterday, or what's today? December 20th was my 5-year.
Oh, just a couple days ago.
It was a couple days ago.
That's true.
Yeah.
So, and I remember I went that first day, and I got the crap kicked out of me. Like, it was the worst workout absolutely ever. And I came back again the next day. And I kept going back, and it was just one of those things. As soon as I found my people again, it was just something I was missing, and it was just such a. I mean, it's interesting because it's one of those. It was seriously like life changing for me because it was just I was in a bad place, and it just happened to be there, and it was the F2. The F2 part of it is the gathering, like just the friendship, the camaraderie, and as men that are in our 40s. Right, your life revolves around your family, usually your wife, and your job, and that's it, right? And that's what your life is. And it's this thing called the sad clown syndrome, where on the outside you're very, very happy, but on the inside it's like, this is it, like that's it. And I mean, until I found it, it was, I don't know, it was very different, and now it's just it made just such a difference in my life that I every single person I meet, I'm like, dude, you have to do this. And I love the excuse. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. Okay, yeah, it is. Get your ass up early and get your ass out and have fun. I mean,
yeah, start the day off right.
Exactly.
If you're gonna kick your own ass that early in the morning, like what else can happen during the day on a regular day?
Yep.
To be anything, of like adversarial obstacles or whatever, like you've already given yourself a really good challenge to start the day, and you'll accomplish that, conquer, or just push yourself.
Yep.
It's not about going out there and performing the exercise to its fullest every time. We know there's just going to be points of failure, and we start off the workout by saying modify as needed. If you got to drop to your knees to do a push-up or just hold the plank, like nobody's gonna give you shit for that.
Exactly.
Man. Like just
unless you've been around for a while.
Well, yeah. We will. Once you get together, boys will be boys.
But that's the whole point of that's where the F2 part comes in, right? That's the camaraderie and the ribbon, because we all give each other crap all the time.
I'm worried when people don't talk shit. I'm like, you're being a little too nice right now. What are you really saying?
But when people don't talk is when whoever the cue is kicking everybody's butt and you can't breathe. So
I've also found though that when you are kicking their ass, then they do start talking a little more too. So it kind of goes both ways. I think
there's a point, right? There's a point where they're talking, and then you kick their ass a little bit, and they're oh shit, and then you're really kicking their ass. They're like, oh, here it comes again, because it's like now you're in, like I experienced that on those stupid push-ups we did the other day.
That was a good time.
9 count down, 9 count up, and 24 times.
You didn't hear Walter after we went we hung out afterward. He said, "Man, he's like, I had to stop a couple times, and then I had to just look to make sure you were still doing them and not just counting." And I'm like, "No, I did them all, man. I think I told you guys, like, I don't know, for some weird reason I was a little bit nervous for that cue, and I probably haven't been nervous since my first or second cue, And that night, for some reason, I was like, dang, I feel a little little jittery, a little whatever. And, it was the 2-year. I had the cue. It was handing off the cue.
Wasn't there like some weird like number alignment?
Yeah. So, it was, we had 22 guys there. It was our 2-year anniversary. And my phone recording was the 22nd recording that was on my phone when I did the Name-A-Rama, which is what we do at the end where everybody says their names and we do the call back to them. But yeah, so it was like all the twos were like lined up,
yeah.
But going back to a little bit about what Rob was saying, I think the most unique and the most beneficial thing about our group, or any F3 group for that matter, is the fact that, you just said all your friends moved away, right? So if you move away today, we have so many people with us now, I think, who will really kind of, I don't want to, pick us all back up, but, I think about my fitness journey throughout my life, and in high school or middle school, I had one other dude we were always partners. Like from 7th grade on, we were in middle school going up to the high school to work out, to lift weights, and we were like the only 7th graders up there. It was just him and I.
Yeah.
And that's like how it was throughout our whole high school career. And, but nowadays when, your buddy goes out, he has a baby, he gets a new job, schedule changes, and your workout partner, when you have one, when your workout partner goes down,
Yeah.
you lose all motivation. And for me, like, I honestly feel like I can't miss a workout. Like, I feel like I have to be there, and maybe that's the wrong word, but I need to be there for everybody who's
else.
there.
Yeah.
Right? The Q who's there, the other people who are there.
Because you're held accountable to more than yourself.
Yeah.
And look, if something I do like makes one guy feel a little better about coming and being there and pushing themselves, like that's all that really matters.
Is that where the short shorts
I think.
come in?
Yeah, I think so. That's what brings them in, right?
It brings them in.
That brings
Hooks
me
them.
So,
No, but you're totally right. And
yeah.
I think that you speak from experience, because you three were like, I would say probably one of the three main members of the East Valley F3, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of times it was at most you three, and most of the time two of you, and then sometimes one person showing up and just like, well, I'm here, like, let's go.
Yep.
Well, it was interesting because Rob started it in Mesa. Then we went down to Gilbert,
Freestone.
North Gilbert. And then Sandbag started with us. So we had kind of the three of us. And then Rob got a little lazy.
I did.
Stopped coming. And then we thought this thing's going to break up.
Yeah.
And we kind of kept it going. Thank God we kept it going, because then he took it down south, made a big group out there. I kept going up north. He finally came back, and then we have a couple of regulars now in North Gilbert. So we kept it going. Brought you on. It was. I thought it was going to be done. Like we talk about that brotherhood that was going away. I thought it was going to fall apart, and thank God we kept it together. And we've moved around a couple locations now, but. We're still together.
Yeah, I mean, Ed's a
4 years
huge
later.
part. I mean,
4 years later,
when I came out here, I moved from Raleigh, and I got involved in F3. And I started in Raleigh. I was there for a couple years, then I moved here, and it was interesting because I was going all the time there. I got here, and all of a sudden it was gone, right? And it was a huge void. It was very. It took a toll, and I was like, I need to start something. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to try to start this here. And the way F3 works is that you need to create an actual AO, right? You need the blessing from the main, I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
powers that be.
Powers that be. We'll just call it that. And I kept emailing people like, hey, I'm starting this thing. And I was like, never heard anything back. Finally, I was like, I'm just going to do it, whatever. And so I put a couple posts out, and I had nobody show up. And then finally Ed showed up one day, and then another guy showed up, and then Ed just kept showing up. And I'm like, man, he's the reason why I'm still showing up.
well,
because
Can't get rid of him.
yeah, no, but it's like if I know he's showing up, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm sleeping in. That's unacceptable.
It was a long time. It was just one or two.
It was so many times, just him and I. I'm like, hey, what are you going to do today? I'm like, this is a little weird, but hey, whatever. But we formed an awesome friendship, and it was great to start there, right? And then the powers that be decided that hey, Phoenix is looking ripe, and they actually started the first AO was actually the first official AO was out in Phoenix, and then that grew, and then we actually finally became official right after that. And then, like I said, we've hit, I don't even know how many AOs we have now, but it's so great to see how much it's grown and to see the impact it's had on some people. And it's I don't know, it's very rewarding. And I'm not at all taking credit that, I started this whole thing, whatever, but it's just so awesome to see people that finally realize that, you know what, I can get up an hour earlier and it really does make a difference in your life. Because there are so many people that even that we work out with now that you look at them a year ago and where they are now, it's just, it's a huge life change. It's
not
a
just
great
physically.
thing. Oh yeah, definitely not.
Not just physically.
I think that's the difference between going to the gym, right? You go to the gym, you work out, you get your swole on, you whatever cardio, whatever you do.
Yep. Done.
That's all fine and good, right? I think anybody could do that. I have a gym in my neighborhood that is included in the HOA fees, right? But it's just not the same. It's you don't have a brother next to you who's gone through the same stuff you've been through, or who's going to go through the same stuff you've been through. I think that's the other difference too, right? It's peer led. The cues are leading it. So you don't have some trainer who's just saying, hey, do this, do that, do this, do that. And you're like, it's just not the same. But, kind of going back, I think, it's so fate, like how certain stories get started in F3, I remember my story. I was working with a coworker. He actually lived in Massachusetts at the time. He came down to North Carolina to work with one of his clients, and he kind of got the hall pass for me to come help him out. He was looking at this building. It was a big building. And so I wasn't supposed to be at this place, right? I wasn't my client that we were working with. And we're in the office, and this guy named Rich, he said, hey, where do you live? I said, I live down in Lexington, South Carolina. He's like, oh, you go to F3, right? I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, man. He's like, hey, this is a great group. You got to go, work out. These guys, fellowship, fitness, fellowship, faith. And I at that time, I was doing like zero. I might run once a week or something, goofy like that. But so you get online and you start looking around at F3 and you're like, oh, okay, whatever, hey, should I, talk to your M, which is your wife. Hey, should I go? I don't know. Should I go? And she's like, I don't know if you want to go, but I remember I showed up to my first workout. It was actually a ruck workout. Didn't know what rucking was. This was, I actually found this out a while back. My birthday is 8/14/2016. So I showed up on that Sunday to a ruck workout. Didn't know what rucking was. They're like, hey, you got a ruck, right? I'm like, no. It's like, all right. Luckily they were doing like some kind of challenge or whatever, heavy drop training or something or other. And like, oh, we got a sandbag for you. So they gave me this, I think it was like a 20-pound sandbag back then, right? They're like, you take this. And it was like an hour long, beat down, just straight rucking though, no exercising, no nothing. And so we get back, and the most ironic part.
For those of you who don't know what rucking is, it's basically you put 40 pounds,
in a
20
backpack.
to 40 pounds on your back, and you
just
walk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound hard. Try it.
Do it, right? So we get to the Circle of Trust, right? And it was dark because it was 6 a.m. in the fall or whatever. We get to the Circle of Trust, and I'm like, that guy looks really familiar. Come to find out, my M was a teacher at the time, and it was her assistant principal. And I'm like, dang, this guy's met me before, and he didn't even try to spread the seed. And I'm like, dang. And then you look back, and you're like, how did all the stars line just right that I met Rich, up in North Carolina, 2 hours from where I lived. And, it's just crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I remember I met Short Circuit at a ruck too, because he was training for a Go Ruck. I met him at one of the ruck club things. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? You gotta come to our workout. And then like, boom, he came, and now you guys know he's hooked, right? I mean, he's just like one of us.
He might take your record, bro.
I don't know.
He shows up late. It's
He
a
does,
short
yeah.
circuit.
But I'll tell you, the funny thing is this shirt right here, like we're all wearing our F3 shirt, and hopefully you can see it on camera. So the interesting thing about it is that you start seeing these in weird spots. My wife and I were going up Humphreys, and somebody was coming down F3 shirt. And it's like you wear that shirt, and I happen to have mine on, instant camaraderie. It's just, it doesn't matter where you are, who you meet, wherever. If you have that shirt, instant camaraderie. It's just such a unique thing. And I said it before, the guys that are in like our age, right? This is the part where a lot of people will move, they'll do things, you lose like your crew for the lack of a better word, right? I mean, for me especially, it was huge. Like I had my crew left, and I needed to fill that void. F3 did that for me. When I moved out here, I moved out with my wife and my kids, and that was it. We knew nobody. F3 filled that void for me. I mean, I was able to, luckily, start it and have people like you guys that kept coming back and kept my ass showing up too. So it's that void that F3 can fill for so many guys out there, because so many guys are in that same place. I mean, anybody that's working that regular 9 to 5, right? Think about what your day consists of. You're waking up in the morning, you're grabbing a cup of coffee, you're at work all day, you come home, you kiss your wife, you do whatever it is you're going to do for whatever amount of time, you're going to watch TV, you're going to eat, and you're going to go back to bed. Yeah. Right? And that's your day. And that day sucks. I mean, it truly does. I don't know. F3
it does, because where's that? John Thoreau, I think is his name. He has a line where most men lead a life of quiet desperation, where like you yearn for a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I had a great line. Trying to emotionally headlock EH is another term. EH King right here.
Yes, he is. Sandbag is the EH is huge, and Sandbag does it. Yeah.
And he won't appreciate this story, but I was trying to EH my friend into driving down to Yuma for golf. But he said, I usually work that day or something like that, or I'll figure it out. And I was like, Mike, are you going to look back and reminisce on what you usually did?
There you go.
And this he's content with his routine, so he said, yeah, probably. So I'm like, okay, but no, I just thought that was like a really good line. I was just like, man, are you gonna look back and reminisce on what you usually did, or those occasions where you pushed yourself, when you were like, I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it, or I wasn't sure if I was capable of this.
And there's so many stories of guys in F3 that showed up the very first day and they were ready to quit, and the only reason why they didn't, because the guy next to him was like, man, I got your back. Let's go. Let's keep going. Let's go. I'm not going to let you down. I've got your back. Yeah. And that little thing right there for men is so huge, knowing that, at least for me, knowing that somebody's got my back there. Yeah, that was a game changer.
Well, as the head of a household, you have everybody else's back there, and there might be times where you don't feel like you have somebody that you could kind of like maybe let down your guard with, Yep. Versus when you're physically pushing yourself with a few other men, and again, older individuals that have way more wisdom than I do, then I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm like, I got a really good, a line to fall back on to support me.
Yep. That was his nice way of saying I'm old.
I think that's the other thing though is we have this guy down at First Tree. His name's Hawkeye. He hadn't been in a while. He's had some health stuff, but he just had a birthday. I think he said he's 73 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So right, I'm in my 30s, and I know, no matter how hard I push myself at a workout, that he's pushing himself way harder than I ever am. It just there's no way that I could even begin to push myself as hard as he is at that time. No matter how much he's modifying, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that's the other thing is the new people, who come out. You're in charge of how hard you push yourself. And you're probably in some cases pushing yourself harder than maybe the guy who's quote unquote, been a veteran or fit or whatever word you want to use. So there's probably some times where some of us who've been going a while, slow down a little bit or, not push ourselves as hard as some people are.
Yeah.
So I think it's all relative, right?
It's all relative.
You got to do what you can do and, and check yourself too sometimes.
Oh,
I think.
for sure. Yep.
I just, ever since we came to the first time, and I don't know if it was the first time, but probably one of the first times you said it was you against you. And obviously that stuck the whole 4 years now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think that when you guys are like kicking my ass. And I'm like, gosh, dang, 30-year-old kids. And I'm like, oh, it's just me against me. Back it up. It's not a contest. It's not a, us guys are all competitive, and you want to fight harder. But it makes you, it pushes you to a point where you'd probably just say, I'm done. And that's a thing that a lot of people don't do, is they don't push themselves past what they think their limitation is. And every day I go to work out, it's like a new accomplishment, because I didn't think I can do that many burpees. I didn't think I could do this much running. I didn't think I could do this much push-ups. I didn't think I could do 9-second push-ups up and down, 18-second total. So it's
run up and down those damn stairs
cool.
20 times.
Yeah. Freaking ladder burpees.
Oh my God.
And the one thing I'm having a hard time trying to figure out, and I don't know if we'll ever figure this out, but you have those people who show up like one time.
Yeah.
And maybe they get beat down too much, or I think one thing stuck with me. I remember we had a guy show up first time, and we were doing like these stations. So there's like a timer, right? Whoever doing a certain exercise was a timer. And at the other stations, you're supposed to push yourself as hard as you can. And he actually knew a guy in the group. I don't think he brought him, but I think he found it off one of the posts. But he told his buddies, like, I just wasn't hard enough. So kind of from that day forward, I'm like, all right, I'm never gonna that's never gonna be a choice again, right? And now you wonder, like, was that just his excuse? Or was it really, because there's certain things, but I think, I'm trying to figure out how we get those guys back, right?
You can,
you can always push yourself. You can modify up too. There's many times you've modified to a harder exercise. And I'm doing push-ups, and he's got a leg and an arm and a head, and
he's doing basically just arm push-ups, no legs, nothing,
on his tongue,
handstand. But I think figuring that out, though, right?
That line you said, where it's like a lot of people don't push themselves past,
their
where
own
they think
contrived limitations.
Your own, and that's a famous David Goggins line, where most people are going to quit at 40% of their capabilities. So,
what was? Do you guys remember? I want to say it was Blindside, but I don't think that was I don't think that was the movie. But it was the movie where the coach was basically, they had a kid on the goal.
Oh,
the goal
and
line.
football.
Yeah, put the kid in the back.
I got chills right now.
You can do it. You can do it. You can. And it's one of those things where you have a peer pushing you. And pushing you, and you have no idea what your limit is,
and not pushing you in the way that you're like yelling at somebody,
right.
But you're just seeing them keep up with you. They're going hard,
and that they have more untapped.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
keeps
the
you
thing.
going.
You just push, and
That's a great scene, because he put I think it was a lineman.
He
had another guy on his back.
He put probably a DB on his back, so good 130 pounds. And then he was like, "You're gonna bear crawl blindfolded for 50 yards." I think is what he said, 40 yards. Or something
all we needed to make it was like 50 yards.
And of course, the kid's like, "I can't do it," and I'm struggling, and the coach is pushing him, and lo and behold, he gets him to go the full football length. And it's just like, look what you're capable of.
And that scene alone, like you said, goosebumps all day. Oh, I love it.
I think we all experience that, because when you get done with a workout, you're like, oh, shit, I just made 150. And calculate, we did 150 burpees.
And that's the thing, and as a guy, it's just embedded, I think, in our DNA, where if everybody's running that way, I'm running that way, and I'm gonna freaking keep up with as many people as I can. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's when you have that peer that is with you and rooting for you and in your corner and has your back, man. It's different. It's you can hit those potentials, you can hit those marks that you would not hit otherwise without having that.
And I think that's what Sandbag's kind of referring to with that guy using his excuse, and I'll call it an excuse of saying it's not hard enough. Where like you do keep in mind, you're like, I don't want to push these guys too hard to discourage them. But I think that's where that line comes in. You just bring a good workout that's going to be challenging, and you tell people to modify as needed, man. Sit out a couple reps or whatnot.
I mean, like my cues. My goal for my cues is to kick my ass. Like, if I'm done and I'm winded, I did good, and everybody else can modify as needed. But for the most part, I know that if my ass is kicked in a cue, everybody else's ass is probably kicked in a cue as well. Yeah. But I don't know. It's fun.
One thing I want to bring up is that it's inspired people without actually saying anything to them. The M is doing her own little workout now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Your wife working out, and your wife working out just from seeing us do all this stuff regularly and getting in shape, and
It rubs off. The kids know kids know burpees. The kids know push-ups.
ATM's bringing his kids. You're leading. You're leading from the front.
Exactly. The results of doing these little things is the butterfly effect. You can't see it all, but you can 100% see it just in family alone. I mean, the fact that kids knows what burpees are is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's funny because there are definitely days where some of days where I don't work out, we'll do, and my kids hate this. We've done family workouts.
Yeah.
We've done family blimp exercise, like
Nice.
blimp workouts around the park, and the kids hate it. But it's one of those things, like, they know that, hey, this is what we're doing today, and
you
suck
did it
up
as
and
a
do it.
family.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's the thing about doing something hard with the group of people, is that you're always going to be closer. You're always going to be more connected. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you put a bunch of guys and go through something huge, the camaraderie, the friendships,
Putting together an IKEA cabinet set.
Exactly. Yes. That's a fantastic.
I was thinking more of a CSAUP, but okay, IKEA.
That's our kids like know, like I'll come home. Hey, how many were there at the workout?
Oh, nice.
And it's like, it's awesome when you.
Well, they
that's
can
like
see
the
your
best
excitement,
question.
huh?
Yeah. How many were there? Who was there? Whatever. And it's like.
When you
so
got the whole
names and
camera
stuff.
roll, man, you got to do a yearbook, the F3 yearbook.
That's right.
Or we're doing F3 calendar. It's so fun.
And I have to say, man, I appreciate you so much. All the stuff, like, Sandbag pushes everybody so hard, and it's absolutely awesome, because without the stuff that you do, there's so much of the other little stuff that would just fall to the wayside. But
you're a good EH.
Yeah, you are. You step up so much, and it's and I commend you for it, and I appreciate you so much, man. Thank you.
And you're outgoing.
You do.
Yeah, no,
And you're
I appreciate
outgoing,
that. No, I think you guys, and I tell everybody, after a workout, it's like, I need you guys more than you guys need me. I mean that every time, every chance, because I know where I would be without the team. I can't perform without the team. I just can't, and I told you guys, plenty of times, I think if I didn't feel, like I feel like I can't miss, and, there's probably a little point of like a little too much, and there's been times where I told you guys, and, this is not the leadership. This is like what not to do. Right. But, if you remember back in the summer here, it was like, I looked it up to confirm it on this anniversary night. Back in June, I came to a workout at night, and it was my wedding anniversary, and like, that's, I'm not recommending that to anybody, or like, I remember, Valentine's Day 2018 fell on like a Thursday, and I was out there by myself, so it was a, one pack queue, and look, I don't recommend that. But I think, my M understands, like, I need this too.
Oh yeah.
And it's what I need, now is that sacrificing a little bit at home a little bit.
I think there's always
Once in a while.
sacrifices, though.
Yeah.
Got to balance.
Well, there's always, like, that's what some people don't realize, is that no matter how good your intentions are, I mean, I think people recognize that, but no matter how good the act is, there's always a cost to any sort of action. No matter how good it is, there's always going to be a cost to that, and you have to weigh that cost, benefit analysis.
Yeah.
But the fact that your wife recognizes that and understands it is absolutely fantastic.
Understands it to an extent.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, a certain part of it's selfish, let's just call it what it is.
You're talking to me, dude. Dude, if it was up to me, dude, I'd be out of the house 7 nights a week doing something, playing a sport, playing a show, freaking doing stand up or something. Like, I would be out of the house doing something every night of the week.
But how many people are listening to this right now and are just like, it's me, and I go to work every day, and that's all I have. Like, I have my one buddy, but he works a lot too, and we hang out and we watch football on Sunday, and that's it. I mean, if you're out there and that's you, dude, come out to an F3 workout.
Yeah.
It will change your life. I'm telling you.
If you
it
let
will
it.
change- yeah.
If you let it.
Yeah. Yep. 100%. I mean, it's
You might not even know you need it.
right. Yeah.
So
I didn't know I need it.
F3 for people, again, it's fitness, fellowship, and faith. We've covered the fitness and the fellowship, and the next one will be faith. That could be a deterrent for a lot of people.
Right.
One of them being myself, because I self-identify as an atheist, and we end every workout with a circle of trust.
So
And that's praying to or acknowledging. What I do when I lead it is I'll acknowledge everybody coming out and, taking what we've done there and using it to be a better husband, coworker, basically member of the community.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So like, if I can be out there and I mean, you have to be, of some type of like different resolve to just, be in a group where you're kind of like, well, I don't fully agree with that,
Yeah.
but dude,
But that's saying the faith part is, and I identify myself as agnostic.
Yeah.
Right. So the faith thing was very big for me.
Yeah.
Like the fact that, is this one of those? Like,
yeah, exactly.
And it's not. And that was one of the biggest things for me, because it's like, whatever your belief is, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The faith part is your faith, right? Whatever it is that's important to you, whatever you feel is that higher power.
Something higher.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it doesn't have to be Christian or Jewish or Muslim or whatever. It literally doesn't matter.
Just
I mean,
something
that's the
better
great
than
thing.
you.
Right,
Just some
exactly.
higher power than you.
Yep.
Whatever it is you believe in.
Well, and one of my favorite people to talk to is Glory. Like, I wish I could have had him on tonight, but four is a lot, and we're doing great, guys. We're not talking over each other much. But 5 people would have been absurd.
Yeah.
So I would love to do another one with him on, because he is very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Intuitive, like his insight. I appreciate his insight a lot. And he is an acting chaplain for a hospital. He is a man of God, and no other words.
What I love about Glory is that he speaks with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when he speaks, he speaks from his heart. He speaks just, I don't know. I enjoy him. I enjoy listening to him. I respect the crap out of him. I love the way that he talks. His posts on social media are
so good,
freaking
man.
awesome. Like, I love that guy.
If everybody wants,
awesome.
Glory is Tom Arbaugh.
Yes.
He's actually been on the podcast. We did an episode last year. Look it up so you can learn something about him. Like, he really is an amazing individual. So, like, to be like, I have no issue with telling people I'm in this group with all these men. I'm like, look at these. Like, I share every post. I tag myself in every photo. I'm like, come out, guys. Like, let's go. It's a great group to be a part of.
It truly is. I mean,
Well, we always say, fitness is first for a reason. That's the main focus. That's what brings together. The fellowship, I think, is the glue, right? And then the faith part, like we all said, is just believing in something, outside yourself. And I think every region is different with how that is. I've been in workouts where we're doing devotionals and stuff after, and every individual is different too. And it's the also the kind of unique part is, like, I know there's people who are kind of more atheist believe side, but they pray it out after the workout.
oh yeah.
And look, we're not trying to change anybody's beliefs. I've never had anybody like, hey, you should believe this or that or the other. But there's plenty of people, if you want to ask them about it, they'll share their side of it, and you take it for what it's worth and make your own decision, right? But
for sure.
Yeah, the faith part shouldn't deter anybody.
Yeah, that's the main point we need to make, is that, listen, like, if you're thinking it's like some preachy, cult-like thing, it's definitely not.
Nothing at all. Actually, it's a little cultish. I mean, because once I'll to be honest, once you buy into the F3 philosophy and you start hanging around the F3 people, they're a little crazy, but it's awesome because it's a good crazy. Like, it makes you better. Like, F3 makes you better. And there's just, it has to. I mean, there's no way around that it doesn't.
Well, most people won't push themselves like this. Most people sit on the couch and
And
They know the next TV show or sitcom or drama series, and I'm like, I don't even know half sports team stuff. So
yeah, exactly.
I think also there's a lot of research out there about exercise and fitness being a keystone habit.
Yep.
So once you kind of get that habit under your belt, then it starts changing everything else in your life.
Yep.
So I think coming and doing it.
Oh,
is
exactly.
Really what you have to do.
And I mean, and the other thing is too with COVID being out there, it's not like you can go to the. I mean, I'll be right. Gyms are going to start closing down again. There's no doubt about it.
So that's one thing, so if people are interested in finding us now in this heated environment of social distancing, like we work out outside.
Yeah.
So what are the 5 core principles of F3?
Oh wait, I don't know.
One of them being outside.
No.
One of them being outside. One being men only.
Yeah, men only, and
peer led.
Well, the men only thing, it's funny because women get bent out of shape about it. What do you mean I can't? It's a men only thing. It's just the way it is. It's the way it was structured, and unfortunately, it's not a sexist thing by any stretch.
Well, is that just because we would be distracted, or like
you wouldn't be as open either, right?
as open? That's right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I mean, it's guys being guys, and they're like, guys have. It's different. It's
and for if there are women, I'm be surprised if there's a woman listening right now. But if there is a female faction of F3, right?
Yep,
and they are
called FIA. Yep.
FIA.
Females in action.
Oh, you guys are cute.
Yeah, hey.
And they gather right now. I think there's probably only 2 locations in Phoenix area.
Yep. Gilbert and Phoenix.
Gilbert and Phoenix, and you can find that online. Men listening that maybe want to get your wife involved into a group of some badass women, like look up FIA, FIA, Females in Action.
Yep.
Mondays
And
Wednesdays.
just plant that seed.
Yeah, I'm telling you what, you get your wife working out there, it's not a bad thing at all. I mean, it truly is not, because it gives you the open, hey, honey, you're working out on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm going to go work out on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm going
to go to the bar.
Yeah.
You leave room, right? We have one guy that works out with us. His name is Huggies, and he loves to ruck. And he has an app that translates his rucking miles to beers.
Nice.
And he'd be like, I earned 4 beers today, guys. Like,
hey, so I'll be honest. That's why I work out. That's why I do F3. I love
like
beer.
to eat.
Yeah.
I love to eat.
Like to eat.
Cost benefit analysis.
Exactly.
So, all right. So, yeah, right. So, outdoors, rain, shine, snow,
Peer led.
sleet.
Pure lead.
Well, men only. Then peer led. Peer led.
In a rotating fashion.
Oh, in a rotating fashion.
Yeah.
Outside, rain, shine.
Well, wasn't that? I already covered that, right? Yeah.
Oh, and outside.
You're missing the most important thing. They're free.
Yeah.
Free.
They're
Free.
guys. Free. Come on.
Free.
And
So for all you guys out there paying, let's say if you're, $10 a month at the Purple Place.
Let the marketing guy break it down for you real quick.
$10 a month at the Purple
Therapy.
Place is going to be 69 at, actually, I think it's going to range. I mean, you're going to be paying $100 a month at a gym.
Let's see. It's zero
Zero.
or whatever
Yeah,
you pay.
Exactly.
For whatever place you go to.
Yep.
Well,
and
that's-
our
To
membership,
have your professional.
yes, and our memberships are their lifetime membership, and it's zero. So I mean, act now.
Yeah, you can transfers. You're not excluded from any gym.
Yes, yeah.
Anytime.
You can transfer anywhere you want in the whole country. You get a cool shirt that you have to pay for, which is awesome. I mean, it's like, how can you go wrong?
Buy 2, get 2.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. I think that's one of the other kind of, things that people don't understand too. It's free. It can't be good. It
Yeah.
can't be good. It's free. But you all know, like once
That's
we
why we got to
start,
put out the calendar, man. To show it's good.
you get a Q who does something, something specific, and they lead it, and you get beat down, and then you got to build off that, right? It's like, dang, I can't let him have the hardest cue that we've done, right? And so I think you just build off it, and like we've all been saying, you modify whether that's down or up. We're not a gym. We don't have a lot of weight, so you're not going to get, mass. Let's face it, you're really not. I mean, you're going to be cardiovascular, you're going to get probably
That
a little
longevity.
tone. Yeah.
It's going to give you longevity.
Well, it's an overall fitness.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, your whole body is in shape.
Yeah.
It's not just I got these huge arms or legs or whatever. It's your whole body. Your cardio is in shape, so you got more energy. You got more overall fitness.
Vitality.
And the absolute best thing is
Yeah, I tell you that because I'm 53.
Yeah. I mean, the absolute best thing is that it's different. Every single day is different.
Yeah.
It's not like, hey, I'm going to the gym. I'm going to do this, and this. It's
3 sets of this.
Yeah.
And,
I'm going to work on legs today.
Most of the time, it's I'm showing up to work and saying, "Oh,
Surprise.
what kind of beatdown am I going to get today?"
yeah.
Who's
And-
leading? It's you.
Yep.
And once COVID hit, I think we all kind of like started going a little harder, going a little more often, obviously, because we're all kind of, you really had no excuse then. And I remember I like ran my first time I've ever ran 5 miles, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like I was surprised myself, and then you look back, it's like, look, we're going for 45 minutes hard from, bell to bell, pushing yourself.
Yep.
And, we had a guy who ran up from our neighborhood to Splash Zone, like 4.5 miles or something, 5 miles or something. It's like, yeah, my time was this. And it's like, he hadn't ran for a long time. And it's just like we just said, it's all around fitness.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to have that peer support too. I mean, that's what we started running. We run before our workouts on Monday, Tuesday, or on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I mean, I wasn't going to show up by myself, but I have Forrest here and Short Circuit. They show up every morning with me, and thank God, because otherwise I'm not going there by myself. It's because of the fact that those two guys are getting up early that my ass is getting there early as well. I mean,
Although I showed up by myself.
I was under the COVID quarantine.
That is what we call
that wasn't my
a
fault.
fart sack. A fart sack is where you said you were gonna.
Rob is affectionately known as the fart sacker, which
No.
It's called a fart
he
sack.
has the record for F3 Nation, right?
I
You have the
do.
record,
I have-
120
I have
days in a row.
120 days in a row. When
So
I-
And
he's got
then
room
you
to
also
miss.
you also have the record for the amount of fart sacks in a row.
probably
119.
Yeah.
Good job.
breaking even. That's great.
No, it's not
No,
that bad.
no, you're
it's-
good.
it's
All
not
right,
that
for the
bad.
third time.
All right.
Held outside. Rain, snow, shine, whatever. What was the second? Men only.
Men only. Pure lead.
Pure lead.
Beer led.
Free.
Free.
And always ends in a circle of
Circle
trust.
of trust. Yes.
And the circle of trust involves what, Edward?
Like we were talking about, we get together. A couple things we do in a circle of trust. Number one, we all have these handles or nicknames.
I want to get into nicknames, so
Okay,
hold
we'll
on.
go that. But we do a name-a-rama, we call it. Everybody does their name, and then we'll do announcements, whatever we got going on in that area, and then a little prayer at the end for our faith part of it, and that's it. We call it a day. We count up the amount of packs. We call it packs. The people that show up, we get a good number of what we do or who showed up, and that's it. It's just a little time to bond at the end, and then that's it. Take off.
And then the nice thing is that it closes out the workout,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Because it's not like where you have a bunch of guys working out and then you're done. It's like, okay, now what? I
Leave.
mean, exactly. So this is a nice thing. It gets everybody together, kind of gives you that last little hurrah, kind of tells everybody, hey, this is who we are. This is F3. And like I said, we kind of just pray it out at the end. And the prayer is literally whoever happens to lead that queue usually does the prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually just whatever they want to do. It could be as simple as, hey guys, don't be a dick. Like, I mean, that's seriously like
Yeah.
that, as simple as that. Or it could just be this
I'm
whole
not
big
sure I
thing.
ever heard that one.
That's gonna be that's
gonna be your next
that's how
one.
I'm praying it out
Circle of
on,
trust,
on,
don't
on
be a
tomorrow.
dick.
Yeah, don't be a dick. But that's the philosophy, right? Don't be a dick. That's the way I try to live my life, and I think I try to do it pretty good. That's
the meaning of the prayer.
yes, the meaning behind the prayer.
I thought that was how you started.
That's how I'm gonna do it.
All right, let's bring it in, guys.
Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Let me think. And go.
This is everybody's. Yeah. But yeah, that's the whole principle behind it is obviously we like to have fun, as you can see. We love to joke around, but it's really it's a great way to end that workout and to end it on a positive note and let everybody just kind of leave at that point.
Yeah.
I mean it's a nice way to end it out with an actual ending.
Well, yeah, that's the end of the workout, and then we start the fellowship part.
Yeah. Yep.
Hit the coffee shop,
Photoshop, yeah.
maybe catch a beer afterwards, whatever.
Yeah, and in that name-a-rama, you identify yourself as far as, your birth name, and then your age, and then your F3 name, your nickname. And then if you're 50 or over, when somebody announces themselves, like I would say Juan 32 Rage, and everybody says Rage, and then Rob would say Rob 50
194
Stark, and we would say Stark Respect. Like that line, that respect, like that is really good to have, and something that's missing from I think our community.
He says it as a 32-year-old. It's really something good
But
to
I
have.
will say, you know what?
It is.
It's one of those things. So I've been in F3 for 5 years. And, it's one of those things that I've always just been like, 50 respect, whatever. I hit 50, and when everybody says respect, like, it really means something. It's a little weird.
I think it's real.
But
it's
is
real. You guys do really give us respect for coming
Yeah.
out here and busting our ass at over 50 years old.
And I will say, I love the fact that we have a bunch of guys that are over 50. The man sitting across from me right here is 53. He is a beast.
Yeah.
And I love the fact when we can beat down the young guys and they puke. It's like, there's nothing better
Hope they catch
than
it.
that.
Not to deter anybody showing up, but we had a couple of like 21, 22-year-olds show up.
They thought they
2
were
weeks
in
ago.
shape. I guess they're basketball players, so you got to think they're running back and forth, right, on that court. Had them both puke.
It's different.
Well, one turned green.
It's different.
Yeah.
It's also different when it's cold. Right now, it's sub 30s, well, not sub 40. Right, would mean it's in the 30s.
It's still chilly.
Yeah, and for everybody else in the F3 world that's actually listening to this,
Yeah.
its normal temperature is probably like what are we? It's probably 4 where you guys are. We're roughing it. It was 45 the other day.
Yeah.
I think it was 79 today.
Hey, you know what?
Arizona boys.
They'll call us in the summer when they're at 80 and
we're
100% humidity.
112.
And we're at 112.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
No, but that respect for the older generation, you've made it this far, right? But I guess some of that kind of like,
man, I'm still breathing.
some of that stems from like, when I say you guys are kids and a dude was 50, the dude was practically dead. 50 this year, like nowadays, isn't what 50 was when you guys were in your teens. Like,
God, no.
It's a different animal. Like we are way more conscious about what we eat and how we treat our body to give us that longevity. So 50 might not be what 50 was, but you're still freaking past halfway of your life expectancy. So
I mean, on that point, my dad died at 61. His dad died at 59. They were smokers and they ate crap and they were both way overweight. And that's one thing that drives me is like, you know what? I'm not going to let that happen. And, I want to make it past 60 for my kids, for my wife, for my family. That's what this workout and you guys give to me is that gift of keeping going and not sitting on the couch and doing what my family did before me and died early. I don't want to do that. I can't do it. And, it's not something I'm going to do. And so, give me the respect you want, but really it's like, I love this. I love this that we can keep going and, keep pushing at this age over 50. And, I've seen guys out there at 60 and 70 and stuff like that. I'm like, man, now I want to be like that guy.
That's exactly.
I've done marathons where there was a 70-year-old running in front of me. He's limping and hobbling and whatever. I'm like, I want to be out there when I'm 72. So I just, this is just keeping me going and keeping me in shape. I play softball with you, you 32-year-olds running around, and I'm like, oh damn. So, but it just keeps me going. And
my ankles are paying the price. I'll tell you that.
I think softball's the F3 killer though.
His shoulder, my ankles.
No, but you're 100% right. Cause I look back at my dad, my dad's 75, 76. He's still around, but it wasn't until he was in his mid 50s where he started going to the gym like he goes to the gym every single day now.
Nice.
And it's like, you know what, that alone, like what you said, I want to make sure I'm around when I'm 75 for my kids. Mm-hmm. I've got 3 daughters. There's no way in hell I want to
still spewing bad ideas.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yep. So, but it's, it's, I think what Farah said is 100% right. One of the reasons why I get my ass there now, especially, is because of the fact that, dude, I know what it's like to be 50 now. Yeah. Right? It hurts, and I've got other health challenges, and it hurts to get out of bed. But My ass is there for the most part every morning.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to be fart sacking anymore. I went through my little fart sack phase, and I got enough shit for that, so I will not be doing that again.
What minute are we at so we can record that?
Yeah, exactly. And this is for
That's
the
your
whole
alarm.
nation to know.
That's his alarm now. I'm not fart tagging. I'm
By
not
the
fart
way,
tagging.
we're running at 5:30
Yes, we
tomorrow
are. We're
morning.
running at 5:30 in the morning. 5:29. I will be there.
Nice. So what do you think the purpose is of the nicknames?
I can't remember anybody's real name. That's one.
Yeah.
That's one
Yeah,
good thing for
Yeah,
me.
it's only one name too.
Yeah.
So when you attend your first F3, you will do the name-orama and you'll name yourself. Again, your birth name, your age, and then you'll just say FNG for friendly new guy. And then
On your first workout.
At your first
You're at
workout,
FNG,
yeah.
which is not,
Yeah.
it's the friendly
It's the
new guy.
friendly new guy.
Because we hope you come back.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, you come into the center and you kind of talk about yourself.
Don't
then
tell them the secrets.
No. And then
circle.
you know, you get a nickname. So the nickname is, what do you think that does though? Like to somebody to get a certain nickname. I
Well,
mean, did you have all the sandbags when you were named Sandbag?
No.
See, now he owns all Go Ruck sandbags.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a, now I own a whole forest.
Yeah, I think it just gives you, you definitely feel like part of the team.
Yeah.
And I've been to a bunch of AOs over the last several years, just, different states, different regions, different places. And you say, I'm Sandbag out of Phoenix, and it's just like, boom.
Instant
like we
brotherhood.
said. Yeah. So I think it just makes you feel like part of the team and I guess, exclusive club,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's exclusive. Look, it's not for everybody. We get that, but I think it gives you that peace.
Oh yeah.
When you say exclusive, it reminds me every time I would come home and talk to my wife about, hey, Stark said this, or
Yeah.
Sandbag said this. She's like, who are these
people?
Who are these
Who's
rugged
Short Circuit?
individuals?
To give me some names. So yeah,
all you need
it's
to
like
know.
that our little club name.
I'll jump around too. I'll be talking to Gabby. I was like, oh yeah, Glory said this, and then and then Tom also said, who's Tom? Like, well, that's Glory. Oh, I can't keep these names together.
Exactly. So yeah, it is a little exclusivity.
Well, it's even funny when you're talking about other people that like the wife knows everybody. Like she knows everybody by name and by call sign, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. But it's so funny talking to other people. It's like, oh yeah, I was out with Glory the other day. And like, who?
With Glory.
I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah, me and Forrest went out for a beer tonight. Who? Forrest? What? It's never mind.
Well, I got.
What do you
three,
think it does?
Wait,
I got
this
three
guy's
names
got
now.
3 names.
Yeah, I got 3 names.
I've always called him Cheeto.
Yeah,
Forever.
Cheeto's my nickname that like everybody calls me. Like even in like school, like high school, like most teachers refer to me as Cheeto. That's just short for muchachito, which means little kid in Spanish. I think mainly because my brother's name is Francisco, which is Panchito. So I don't know, it's convoluted. But anyways,
I always
everybody
thought it
calls
was
me
for the
Hot Cheetos?
snack.
Yeah.
no.
Cheeto. It's like Cheeto?
It's
No?
Cheeto, but you white folks say Cheeto. and then yeah, my legal name is Juan, which is basically in my work, that's the only people that really call me Juan. And then now I'm known as Rage.
I know you as nothing other than Rage.
Rage,
That's
yeah.
it. That's all I know.
Yeah, so it's like you talk to all these different factions of people, and it's like who are you talking about here?
It's like Rage.
Yeah.
You know Rage. Rage. He's right here.
And
Cheeto? Rage. It's like,
Juan.
Juan, no,
Yeah,
Juan,
Juan,
yeah.
yeah.
Depending on who's
Yeah.
over at my house, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
invite like 3 different groups of people over.
that's so
Pre-COVID.
funny. That's so true.
Pre-COVID, all right,
Yeah.
disclaimer.
Yeah.
No, but the nickname does play a role on how I work out because my fucking nickname is Rage.
Yeah.
You bastards. You can't go light if
Yeah,
your name is
exactly.
Rage.
I'm mad that I wasn't there for that day because Rage is way too cool of a name. Like, I would have vetoed that one in a heartbeat.
We have given some
Yes.
people some names that are, kind of.
There have been some good names, and there have been some, I don't say not so good names, but just, they were good. They were good names at the time.
Yeah.
Prairie Dog,
What was the dude who did we named the other day?
Shocker,
Shocker.
Retractor.
Retractor was awesome. Yes.
Can't tell you that on
So
on live air.
let's take a second. So how did you get your name? Like, what was the story behind, or how did that? Because I wasn't there that day.
Rage Against the Machine is my favorite band, and I was in a Rage Against the Machine tribute band or cover band, whatever
cool.
you want to say. So, yeah, Rage just
that's a good nickname.
Oh, I love it, but now I'm like,
you have to rage.
I have to like you hear like Rage. Like I saw I met what's his name for the first time. I think it was not Fire and Ice, but who's the
Zulu?
No, not Zulu. Maybe it was Mushu. Yeah, I think it was Mushu.
Oh, okay. Saturday.
See, and everybody's listening to this, you hear the names.
Yeah, you hear the names. Yeah, Mushu. And he was just like, yeah, I saw that video and your name's Rage, right? He's like, yeah, dude. I'm like, oh, no, now I got to like prove to this guy.
But trust me, man, I hate watching Slack and seeing your name come up next to the queue. I'm like...
It's going to be a tough one.
It's going to be hard. Like, and it's not a bad thing, but I always know that you have to bring, like, if you're queuing, you got to bring your game. I mean, it's like, I know it's going to be it's absolutely fine.
It's like a dance. It's like a dance.
Well, same thing with Sandbag. Like, when Sandbag's on the queue, it's like, this one's going to hurt.
I mean, if you join the group and you become a regular, you kind of do know what to expect from folks.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know that if Short Circuit's doing it, we're doing triceps, buddy. Yeah. He loves his triceps, you know? And so you kind of know like what to expect, you know, once you get a feel of the guys.
Yep.
You know, so while there is a variety, you can like be like, hey, maybe I won't show up this day, but you should, because you should work on what you don't like, you know?
Well, it's different every time. Yeah. That's what I love about it. It's different every time. There's no same exercise every time. You know, it's great. Yeah. Going back to the names though, I remember going to the first workout. Yeah. So you gave me, it was like 3 of us, I think. Yeah. And you're like, usually when we have a good group, then there's some good, you know, round table mindset to throw it out there. But it was literally him asking me, what do you like to do? I said, I like to run. Because at the time I was running marathons. He's like,
I was like, Forrest.
Yeah.
It was like me, him, and one other guy. And the other guy was just like, huh? I'm just like, you like to run? Forrest. Next.
Moving on.
Literally what it was. Yep. It was so funny.
Didn't have much of a choice.
You guys aren't like doing much to encourage people to join the group, damn it.
Well, that was
before the group you were running Ironmans. Before the group you were running F3. When people ask me like, oh, before the group I was like 20 pounds lighter, working out 6 days a week. And now we're back to like 5 days a week now.
Yeah, no, you don't have to be in literally everybody. The worst excuse that you can say is, I'm going to get in shape and then I'm going to come out and work out with you guys. It's the worst excuse.
Yeah, I'm going to get a tutor after I graduate.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Just get to a workout.
Get out there, work out, and have fun.
So, okay, how many times did it take I asked you to come to a workout. How many times did it take you to come out?
I think it was probably like 3 weeks or so.
3 weeks to finally come?
Yeah, of you mentioning it, because... You know, I got really into getting fit. I lost, 50 at the most 70 pounds. Mm-hmm. And I was doing park workouts. I would post my workouts because I would take the kids to the park and I'm like, I'm already going to be out here. Like, let's do some insanity is what I was doing at the time. And I would post and you're like, dude, that's what we're doing. Yeah. Like what you're doing there, like we're doing. And I was like, yeah, but that early in the morning, I was like, I got to get the kids up later.
All the excuses.
Yeah. You start coming, but you start bringing those to the table. And then, you're just like, one day you're just like, okay, let me give it a shot. And
And now, so you came the first time. What'd you think the first time?
I felt good. I was like, okay, I can do this.
I can hang.
I can hang. Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, even a person that couldn't hang, even a person that comes and gets his ass kicked. Mm-hmm. I mean, because first time I came, I got my ass. I thought I was in good shape. I'm running marathons, and you guys were having me do freaking tricep dips, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, we're doing all sorts of HIIT workouts, and it was good.
Yeah, so even a person that's in pretty good shape, lost a lot of weight, can have a good experience. Person that's in great shape, you talk about that one guy that said, well, it's not that good. It's a great workout, and you're going to have different levels of exertion for whoever's running the queue. Then a guy like me that wasn't in
Thor,
shape at all.
Hitting the table.
Sorry, is that? Can you hear that?
Thor.
And then for people that are like not in shape, and it's like you beat yourself up, but then you I think a
doesn't-
month.
yeah.
It's a month, and you're in shape that you can at least
The
hang.
workouts don't get easier; you get better.
Yeah.
Is what happens.
And you'll be
it-
sore.
Yeah.
You'll be sore for the first,
Yeah,
just like any other workout.
Yeah.
Especially
It's
if
a
you're not in
good
shape.
sore though.
It is.
Yeah.
Unless you overexert, which I did on Saturday, doing the murder bunnies. Like, there's a problem. There's a problem with trying to be first and trying to be fast, folks.
Yeah.
Okay, don't do it. Just make sure your form is good. But I remember in high school waking up Saturday morning after varsity football the night before, and you're sore, and you're like, "Fuck yeah!" Like, there's a difference because to be toxic masculinity, right? Like that side of you, like, I did some man shit, and that's why I'm feeling this. And not even man shit, because women can push themselves just as hard.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like you exerted some physical effort, and you're a little sore from it, but know that you're going to be stronger on the other side.
Oh, 100%. I mean, and the thing is, that's a great example. So yeah, football. All right. So in high school, I code. Like, that's what I do. I am a coder. I am not a football player. I am not a workout fiend. I am the total opposite of everything Ray just said. But there's how many guys out there like that are just like me. So get your ass out there, try it, and have fun. I mean, don't let anything discourage you. It's I don't know. It's get out there, put yourself out there, and have fun. I mean, that's really all it is.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of packs who haven't really been sports team players, and we have guys who are, like you said, computer programmers and stuff who have really never played a sport, physical sport. I would consider it kind of physical. Obviously, we're not hitting each other or anything like that, but just you got to keep coming though.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And you say, like, I think if you come one time and you base it just on that, I know first impressions are important, but that's the whole pure lead part, right? You might come on a day where I cue and I just lay an egg, and then you come the next time, the next cue just beats the crap out of you. And,
Connects you in a certain way.
Yeah.
It connects with you.
Yeah, I think that's. But I guess that's the thing I always wonder about is, like, how do we get that guy to come back the next time? And there's. It's
But
really up
that's
to them,
why,
right?
That's why the whole picking up the six thing is so important.
Yeah.
Because it's happened a couple of times, and I remember, especially when I first started, like, I was probably not. I was in good shape, but I wasn't in the shape to hang there at the time. And having those couple people come back and be like, "I got you. Let's go. I'm not leaving you behind."
Yeah.
It's like you have somebody pushing you like that. You're not going to let yourself down, but you're not going to let somebody else down.
Yeah.
And it's just
You're
one
not
of
gonna
those
quit.
things. Yeah.
And that was a great point that both of you made. Like you said, you coded in high school, like you were more behind the computer, and we don't have athletes out here. Like, not everybody out here is some freaking sport phenom or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just people that are just trying to stay healthy.
Exactly. It's normal. It's normal. I mean, there are every once in a while, there's that one phenom person, but they're just guys.
But they don't stick around.
Yeah,
Those
they
phenoms
don't,
guys don't stick around,
which is
man.
interesting. And I've found that very interesting. But yeah, you're 100% right. They're guys. Like, we're just guys. There's nothing extraordinary about anybody.
I'm a dude.
Yeah.
He's a dude.
Yep.
He's a dude, and we're all dudes, guys.
Yep,
All right.
Exactly.
I think I look back to if you remember when they launched in Phoenix, and it was March 2018. They came those 4 weekends in a row. One of the weekends, I don't remember which one it was, but we played ultimate frisbee at the end, and I was just wiped out. And I literally had to walk over to the sideline and just sit there on my knee, like I was tapped out. I was like, don't know what it was, and I think, part of it is you're trying to beat yourself, right? And sometimes you do, and that's kind of how, but you're all at that certain point, and you just, like we've been saying this whole time, you find out where the end is, and you push it a little bit more.
Each time you come back.
Yeah. And that's the thing. You don't have to be, in the front or whatever.
No.
You got to be beating yourself, really. That's what it is.
I remember just push-ups. Remember we did the push-up little challenge it's been almost a year ago now, where we were doing diamond push-ups, and we all recorded ourselves doing diamond push-ups. I could never imagine myself doing. I don't know what I do. What I do, like 130? I did 130. No, I probably did about. It was like close to 50. or 40 or something like that. And I was like, I surprised myself.
Yeah.
And that was because when we do the workouts, we never really push to
exhaustion.
Yeah, to exhaustion or to, to the, you can't do anymore. Although there's many times we got to go down on our knees or whatever.
I've been doing it many times.
Oh, Rob has been. But, most of the exercise we do, we just do for a good, cardio, good workout. But then when you try to, test yourself with how many push-ups can I do? This guy does 100 push-ups for 100 days.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the next one coming up in January.
I know. I saw that one.
So what is that one?
It's
Wait, I
100
thought you were
burpees
doing
a
it.
day. Yeah, yeah.
100 burpees a day?
It's 100
burpees
burpees
a
a day, but it's only for 31 days.
Oh, that's not.
Only 31 days.
It's not 100 days.
I'll do that one with you.
Yeah?
53.
You better sign up.
53.
You
Oh,
gotta sign up.
You got to sign up for
Okay.
it?
Official
you gotta
sign up.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a sign up for this stuff?
There you go.
This is the crazy thing. When you get into this workout group, you start signing up for stuff that at the end of it, you're amazed that you did it. You're proud that you did it, but you're like, what the hell
What is
was
it?
I thinking?
CSAUP?
CSAUP.
CSAUP. You mentioned it earlier.
Completely stupid and utterly pointless workouts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Recently, we did a marathon ruck, 26.2 miles.
Good Lord.
Yes.
We all had backpacks weighted with anywhere from 20 to 40 pounds.
That's where the F2 part comes in right here.
Yeah, that was a big time fellowship thing, but it was also a good workout, and it tested
And the
us
last
big
leg
time.
is a good faith.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, come on, something pull me through, man.
Somebody
Seriously,
get me to the end.
That was, but it's all those dumb things that we do like that. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
they're air quotes on fun.
They are looking back. So in that moment, yeah, you're like fucking regretting it.
Yeah.
And you're like, God, why did I get myself into this? And why did I do this? But to know that you powered through some misery like that, some self-inflicted misery, again, that's going to bring you closer, and it's going to give you a self-appreciation where you're like, man, you know what? I did that. And even if you did half of that, because you probably didn't anticipate doing that, or B, you wouldn't even do that otherwise. Like when's the last time you would have said, hey, I'm gonna go for a 13-mile ruck? Nothing. No.
That's what I did. I was like, I'll go for half.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, hell, we'll just go for the whole thing now.
You're in it. Yeah.
It's one of those things, right? You're with your crew. You're
Peer
with
pressure.
your guys.
Peer
they're not.
pressure.
They're not going to let you.
We didn't peer pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have let them off the hook.
Yeah, but they're not going to let you fall behind. I mean,
Let
they're
'em fart
just
sack.
they're yeah. I mean, they are there for you, and it's the true F2 part of that thing right there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you would have told me the other day that what was it? A couple weeks ago, we decided, hey, well, let's do this 26-mile thing. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And then it was like 2 days before, I was like, yeah, I'll do half. And then the day of, I'm like, all right, well, everybody's in this, so I'm not.
it.
Yeah, I'm not going to just. I'm going to leave. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So it's just, you know what, you powered through, and it was that was 100% F2 the second part of that thing, because otherwise there was no way I'm making that whole thing by myself.
It was the beer at 15
yeah,
miles.
Yeah, 15 miles stuff for a quick
That
beer,
worked.
and it was good to
Kept
go.
you going.
But yeah, it's amazing the power that, I don't know, that just when people have that extra faith in you, I mean, you're not going to let them down, and I'm not going to let myself down. So it's just power on through. So it is it's a powerful thing. It certainly is.
Good.
So
Ed, you want to make a few more of these White Russians, and then we can. I'll let sandbag. Or is there anything we're missing? Anything we need to touch on?
Wait, aren't you the host?
yeah.
Yeah, but you're my F3 lexicon guy.
I don't think so.
Well, you know what? One thing we didn't talk about was the names of the workouts, like the different exercises.
Yes.
Okay.
So as we have names for each individual, we also have names for the workouts. So let's talk about our favorite names of workouts. We have the monkey humper
Okay. Are you going to demonstrate?
on the table.
The murder bunnies.
Murder bunnies.
Not a
It's
fan.
a good one.
Not a fan.
Good one.
I mean, Merc.
I
What's
know-
that? Pickle
Merc is
pointer.
Merc
Pickle,
just
pickle
suck.
pointer.
I know Glory. You can always look forward to one of his workouts.
Motivator.
Either motivator,
Motivator.
slaughter starter, which is 10 burpees right out the gate before you even fucking warm up.
Oh God.
That is the warm up.
That's exactly right. So, and just so everybody knows, so the general way a workout works is that it's probably about 5 to 10 minutes of warm up. There's 30 minutes of hardcore beat down, and then there's 5 to 10 minutes of Mary. Mary is what we call ab workout.
Unless you're short circuits, 45 minutes of Mary. No, it's fine.
No, it's a total 45 minutes though.
Yeah.
Yep. We usually kill it at 45.
Yeah, that's good. I used to like try to jam so much into my workouts, and it was like easily go like that, like the hour. And I'm like, yeah, it's a good workout, but it doesn't leave that much room for the circle of trust. And then, the coffee shop opens right at 7. So we got to get there.
Well, I think the other thing is, we talked about cueing and leading as peer led workout. It's not a requirement that you lead. So, if you showed up for a month or two and, don't think, hey, I show up the third time, I got to lead a workout. That's not what it is at all.
I think I went a good year. I think I went about a year
Really?
without leading.
We should have pushed you.
Well, that's the thing is sometimes I think we could do a better job of, pushing, veteran, so to speak, guys of cueing who haven't. But, down at First Tree, there's plenty of packs who haven't cued before. And, we'll lean on them once in a while. Hey, you're going to cue next week, right? Or whatever. But,
I think
we're not going to put them in a situation though.
It brings you closer to the group if you cue like you have something kind of invested in, even though it's not even much, but it's something else.
Well, it's everybody that has cued. They're going to respect the person that is leading the charge.
Oh, 100%.
Especially if they're VQ, Virgin Q. And I remember many times having people that are doing their first ones. I'm listening 100%. Whatever he says, I am doing. No ifs, ands, or buts. Now we give each other shit every once in a while because we've done it so many times. Mm-hmm. But if we got a new person, I guarantee us, all of us will be zip-lipped. We'll be paying attention. And there's like no pressure. We're even actually helping the people along. I remember when Short Circuit did his first cue, and we had to help him along with the counting, the cadence. So we're going to help each other. We're going to help you guys, learn how to cue. And once you do it a couple times, then you kind of look forward to taking control, taking charge of that
I love cueing. Like I remember the first time, like the first workout, I was like, okay, like how do I get the lead? Like I want to lead. How do I do that?
Yeah.
And it was in Wake, where I was in Raleigh at the time, they actually had Q school, right? So you had to sign up for Q / have to go through Q school in order to learn, and that wasn't necessarily to learn everything, but it was just more of how to lead a workout, how to do it the right way. And I remember like it was 4 months before they had the next Q school, and I was pissed because like I want a Q, and it was like that was one of those things. So I remember I did that, and the first time I came back, I did the first workout, and I was like, okay, you ready in cadence 1, 2, and it was just. I had everything awesome, and it just like right off the bat, just shit the bed. But it was an awesome learning experience. But I absolutely love cueing now. Like I look forward to it, and even
you have a good move. You have a good move where like. If you have to cue like on the spot, you're like, all right, I'll cue. Yep. And then you just go like, everybody pick out your favorite exercise.
I love the cue, but I'm going to let you pick your exercise.
Participation. Yep.
Yeah, so you literally have a full workout made from everybody else's input. But it's cool because people do get excited. We're like, yeah, my favorite workout's this, and my favorite workout's that. And it's like, let's go.
There's been, and it's funny because when I do that, like I know what Glory's going to pick. I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to pick, so I have to make sure that you guys are in the right positions.
I'm the balance. Listen. I'm the balance in this group.
Yeah.
Because if it's up to you guys, it's all freaking the muscles that the girls want. Like it's it. Like I try to throw in core or just something to balance like everything else that has already been mentioned.
Yep.
We're going to do some deep breathing this one. So Ray just picking deep breathing.
Some male Kegels. Okay. That's the next one.
But I know Glory is going to drop burpees like every time. So it's like
Glory,
I
he
count
likes
on
to
him.
go as hard as when it comes to like the workout.
He's in kick-ass shape right now.
He's in good shape right now.
Nice
Tell you what, him and this guy right here,
Yeah.
That dude
You
right
guys
there,
are
you guys are pretty.
Don't even shake your head.
Talking about doing push-ups with sandbags on his back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's got what, 4% body fat?
No.
I
I
remember when you were
wish.
all fat.
Yeah.
We talked about this
Back
at
in
the
the
workout.
Day.
I got to see that pic.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
doesn't exist.
Damn. He went back.
That's right.
He went back in time.
I remember when you were fat. I remember when you're fat. I know that you're fat. No, I'm just joking.
It's a in shape fat, all right?
Yeah. No, but shit. You know what? That's the thing. You can have a couple pounds on you and just do beast mode. I mean, like we're overall fitness. It's not like I'm like 130 pounds and ripped, you know.
You're not.
I wish I was.
Who are you talking about?
All right, 140 pounds. but it's not like. But I could go. I could keep going. I could keep going. It's like the energy level and in the endurance. You know, it's still there. I love that.
I love the fact that when we get done with the workout, especially you and me now too, and the younger guys can't keep up with us, or they're just sitting out or whatever. And then at the end, when we say our names and they're like 50, 53, and they're like, holy shit. What? Yeah. It's like, you just got your ass kicked by two 50-year-olds. That's right. So, but I don't know. I definitely, I enjoy that part.
Feels good.
Yes.
Feels good.
Yep.
Feels good. Especially when these guys couldn't keep up with us.
Yeah.
Now they blow us away.
Now it's
not
not
anymore.
That was last week.
Whatever.
So, all right. So, I guess just to kind of bring this to a close, where should people go if they're interested? I mean, obviously, I'm going to provide links and whatnot. But you know, like if they want to tell their friend, like where should they be looking? Because I know you frequent like the neighborhood apps.
Yeah.
But
I think the
you
first
frequent
place, though,
Backpage, and then you're on.
I think the first place is go to the website, right?
Yeah.
The F3Nation.com website. That's the parent website. You know, that has everything that you can ever want to know about F3 on there. You know, the starting, all the locations, you know, throughout the country. And then from there, I think you could find your region website, you know, so ours is F3Phoenix.com. And
Is
then,
it
you know,
F3.Phoenix or F3 Phoenix?
F3Phoenix.com. And then from there, you know, you could search Facebook and stuff, but I think I'd start there. There's contact us on there, but we also have pretty much every major, you know, social media, whether Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, that thing. So, and you know, I would almost bet that you're probably closer to a F3 member than you really think you are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know, so if you're from the East Coast, you probably have a brother who's been to F3 or knows about F3. And then just, you know, reach out. I think any one of us would be glad to share our story. You know, I tell you all the time, hey, you know, I haven't worked out in this amount of time. And then I go through everything we've talked about, right? It's you versus you. If the Q says to do 10 push-ups and you do 3, nobody's going to say anything to you, especially, you know, because we know that you're giving what you have. And that's all we care about. Give what you have. So I think, you know, there's where I would start is F3Nation.com. You know, and you can look them up on Twitter too. That's where a lot of the comms are from F3, you know, the parent side of it. You know, you might not recognize some of the jargon and stuff, but again, reach out. I would say that 99.9% of the people you reach out to will respond back to you and, you know, tell you their experience and, you know, make your decision from there to come out and get a workout with us.
Yeah. I mean, especially now, there are so many that sad clown syndrome is real. I mean, and it's out there big time right now, especially with COVID and everything going on. I mean, if you're alone and you don't have any friends anyway, and then all of a sudden you're alone because of COVID and you're quarantined, reach out. I mean, seriously, just reach out, show up to a workout, and I'm telling you, it will change your life. It seriously will.
And just the disclaimer too is that we do COVID friendly.
Yes.
You know, we all keep our social distance. We're not. Once we get back to non-COVID days, we've done partner things where we're like doing wheelbarrows and, you know, farmers carries and stuff like that, where we have some contact.
Jump on your buddy's back and carrying your
just
ass
walk
up the hill.
around. But right now it's all COVID friendly.
Yep. Yeah, social distance, and we do the right thing for sure.
Yep.
Huge. Anything you want to say to Swirl?
When you coming back,
Squirrel,
squirrel?
man, we miss you, brother. We miss you.
We need you back. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I've said it twice now. I think tonight, but I need the packs more than they need me. You know, and
I think we need a
everybody
lot.
brings something unique. You know,
And we need all those guys back, man. We
Yeah.
need those guys that have come once.
yeah,
We need those guys that have come, multiple times that haven't been out in a long time. Gumby, Swirl. If you guys are listening to this, come on back. Huggies, come on, man. We saw him Thursday. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was huge.
Yeah.
The guys that have shown up in Freestone, we've had, over the years that we did. Well, how long were we there? 2 years, 3 years?
2 years, yeah.
And we've had a couple guys come for a couple times, and we haven't seen them in a while. So one guy just came back. Double or Nothing.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Nice.
He started
that's the
coming
thing too. If you have some life circumstances and you have to bail out for a little while, when you come back, it's like come right back to the family. That guy
Exactly.
just came right back in, and we were like, welcome,
Open
open
arms,
arms, and let's go. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Because we all got the common goal in mind. You all got the common, mindset to just work out, have a good time, and fellowship, and get a cup of coffee, and that's it, man. It's a great organization, and guess what? It's free.
Yep. Exactly.
Free. Yeah, it's huge. The community that you build is awesome. I know. I was talking to Swirl once when he had his baby recently, and he didn't have it. His wife had it, and
Participation trophy.
F3 came in huge for him as far as being able to provide meals and stuff that they needed for the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over and saw him because when was it? It was right around that time, and I saw him, and he's like, dude, I've never experienced this level of like community with anybody else, any other friends. Nobody came through like F3, the F3 brethren did.
Yeah.
And I told him the same thing. I've noticed a different level of connection with a lot of you guys that I haven't experienced anywhere else with my regular friends, coworkers, all of that. It's been different. I remember going down to Yuma because my mom had that slip, and I was like, yeah, I'll be in Yuma, just letting you guys know. And then you text me and you were like, hey, dude, how's your mom? I was like, dude, out of nowhere, did not expect any call. And I was like, dude, yeah, we're doing great right now. Appreciate you for even thinking. And that's the difference in the group. It's when I found out, your boy, got sick with COVID, I was just like, dude, what's it looking like? Anything we can do, there's at a drop of a hat, these guys will come through.
You have this brotherhood that so many men are lacking right now, and it's just it's an incredible thing. And once you experience it, it's crazy. It's nothing at all. At least for me, I didn't have that whole core group of guys growing up, right? I just didn't have it. Mm-hmm. And even when I mean, moving away, it's like all of a sudden you leave everybody, and you there's this void that's there. And I mean, F3 just picked up and filled it. I mean, it's just it's a crazy thing.
Well, one of the first things I think about too, when my kid got sick, and when other people have had challenges in their life, they needed prayers. So the first things we reach out to is each other. Just think about this. Think about sending some good vibes or some good prayers over to my kid, or Swirl, ask for some prayers for something, or Huggies ask for something. We're just kind of it's an avenue to ask for help, and it's a tough thing for us boys to go out and ask for some help, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's a humbling thing too, and it's a little vulnerability. And the greatest thing about that, being vulnerable and humble as a man, is that you are accepted for that, and in this group for sure. And it's not about being a big wuss or anything like that, because people can think that if you just give in to that kind of thing, then you're just a big puss. No, it's actually asking for that help and receiving it too, which is awesome. How many times have we had people that needed to move or something like that, and boom, we're there. Yep. I remember when Glory moved, and we bolted down to him. We got 10 guys out there to move a refrigerator.
Yep. but see,
that sounds like a normal job, a bunch of supervisors and
right. 20 guys.
You'd have to break sweat for that one.
No, but that I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, to have that camaraderie and that brotherhood just there, just unexpectedly.
Actually, I've been training all you guys because when I move, I just need a bunch of assholes here to help me move out.
Guys, we're moving on Thursday. If you guys can
There's
move
just
here.
something to that, to know that there's a group of people. I mean, that's what's innate in humans, to form a group of like-minded individuals, that you know that you have these people supporting you, whether it be, you know, a baseball team, football team, a religion, or anything like that. You just know that you share kind of a common goal. And with F3, it's hey man, I want you to do better than you did yesterday, or I want to make sure you're doing good. So, you know, when you ask for those prayers, when you ask for help and assistance, you just know that this group of people is really rooting for you, and we want to make sure that you're going to be all right at the end of the day. And if you're not, dude, you got to let us know. Like, let us try and help and accept that help, because that's a hard thing for a lot of us.
That's a huge thing.
Tough thing to do.
Yep.
But when somebody misses 2-3 in a row, you're like, you better check in on him.
Yeah.
Well, it's just kind of cool because I know that if God forbid anything happened, I know you guys would be like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, where's Forrest at? What's going on?
Yep.
So that's kind of cool
No,
that
it's
you know you guys
definitely-
got our backs,
Yep.
got each other's back.
All right, guys. Well, we love F3.
Yeah.
You can't tell.
Well, I think
It's all
that's
right.
you know, I think that's kind of living the credo too, right? So we went over the 5 core principles with the credo. You know,
Yeah.
leave no man behind, but you know, leave no man where you found him. And I think that's what we all try to do, right? And that's why
Yeah.
we're who we are, you know. I think sometimes the people who don't come back is like they maybe feel like they, you know, can't do that. You know, they can't live up to it, but you can, you know, if you decide to.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's not that you have to do it immediately too.
No.
So
Yeah.
everybody,
We're patient.
Everybody has their way
We are
in.
patient.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you work out with us, I'd give it 3 days. You're immediately just inundated with the stupid shit that we do. I mean, you can't help but not like us.
Well, some of us.
All right. Well, f3nation.com. If you're in the Phoenix area, it's f3phoenix.com. And please join us one of these
Yes.
mornings and get your ass kicked as we kicked our own ass.
And get a cool nickname, too. That's the best thing. I
Get a
mean, you
cool
can get a kick-ass nickname if you show up here.
And don't ask for your football name or your name that you've been called for all your life.
we will give you
Yeah,
the name.
we will give
Understand
you
that.
a-
we will give
a
you the
cool
name. We will
ass
give you a cool name.
I think the other thing that I've just thought of, you know, off the top of my head here is like, you know, you go to your or your wife, you say, hey, I want to go hang out with the dudes at this place or that place, the other place. That's a lot harder question, or, you know, to get the hall pass versus, hey, I'm going to go work out this day or that day with these
Never
men.
had a problem with that.
And, you know, I don't know if that would ever be an issue, you know, versus, hey, I'm going to go over
Drink
here
some
and play with the
beers at the
boys,
bar.
you know, versus, hey, I'm going to go, this is a workout group, peer-led group. You know, I think you could lay that out really easily and get the hall pass
Oh, very much so.
pretty easy.
Yep. No, that's definitely. And but what's even nicer too is that translates to the F2 part of things after the workout, because I think that especially with the M, once the M understands that what F3 is about to the people that you're involved with there, it's very easy at that point to be like, okay, hey, you know what, we have an F2 thing going on wherever, so I'm going to go do that. And it's not, to get the hall pass on that is a no-brainer. I mean, it's not like, hey, I'm going to go hang out and I'll be at the bar for 4 hours.
You're fucking hanging out with Ernie
Yeah,
again?
yeah.
All he does
Ernie.
wants to talk to hoes.
I thought this was
That's
PG.
exactly the way that my wife sounds.
You know, it's going to have explicit under at the bottom of the sandbag.
But that's the way my wife talks.
Yo, dude.
Me hanging out with the hose.
Have you not listened to the podcast with my wife in them? Well, let's wrap this up, man. Thanks for setting the time aside and getting the hall passes.
Hey man, this is just one time though, right?
this is this one time. Yeah.
This one time.
Yeah, I think you got to do Name-a-Rama.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we must
One.
end it.
Yeah. We'll close it out with name Rama. That's perfect.
2.
3,
4.
4 packs.
And Dassey, 53, Forrest.
Forrest, respect.
Thank you.
Travis, 35, sandbag.
Sandbag.
Juan, 32, rage.
Rage.
Rob Rosero, 50. Stark.
Respect.
Thank y'all.
Awesome, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Look out for an F3 group in your area and get in on it. That's all I got to say, all right?
Yeah.
End of it. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Later.
I gotta keep on trying. I know there's more to life than the shit I'm in. I've been up all night, feel like something ain't right. Tell me there's more to life than just surviving. And it feels like, whoa.
Hey, yo, Chad, let me speak to him. Man, it was my ticket out.